Morning, guys. I am having a crisis over my book, which is awesome. And by awesome, I mean not awesome, but a little bit of context. I am just over 30,000 words into the first draft of my new adult historical romance drama project Rockstar. Basically, Daisy Jones and the Six meets Warped Tour. Now, it has been a rocky start with this book. Initially, I was going to draft it between May, June, and July. That didn't work. July just ended, and I'm only 30,000 words into what I was hoping to be at least 80,000 word first draft. But in these recent days since August has begun, I am wondering if I need to make my projections a bit longer than 80,000, which is surprising because for other times I've drafted, I've been such an underwriter. So I thought 80,000 was like a little ambitious, to be honest. But the way things are going, I don't know, my friend. Yesterday, I was working on fleshing out my outline because I'm in Act 2A at the moment. Big mistake. Because I woke up this morning and I was like, you know what I need to do? I need to find other stories that are similar-ish to what I'm doing, find comps, and then get inspiration and such in that way. Because initially when I first started writing this, it was like, well, it's like a drama. It follows these two characters and their relationship over the years, but it's not really a romance because I didn't really ever see them getting together and I didn't see it really having necessarily happy endings. So I don't know if that's I don't think that really constitutes as a romance, but the book is mostly exploring the relationship between them. So I was kind of at having a quandary. But then recently I was looking into romancing the beats and I was looking at some of those moments and that helped me jumpstart into Act 2 because I was really struggling, which is surprising because Act 2 is like my favorite thing to write typically. Generally, Act 3 is my enemy and I never finish my manuscripts. I guess the universe decided to humble me and make me want to quit even earlier in the story. But looking at the romancing the beats thing was very helpful in getting me jump started for Act 2A. With the inkling of desire and all these things, I was like, this is fun and interesting. However, the way that outline or beat sheet culminates at the midpoint is, I can't remember the exact term, but generally this is like when they kiss or have an intimate interaction. While I was trying to flesh out more of the outline for this section, the way I outline, I get the big moments, then I fleshed it out while I'm writing. I fill in the gaps in between. That's just tends to be how I enjoy doing it because if I try to outline something meticulously, it all gets thrown out. And if I don't outline at all, I get lost in the sauce. However, since I was struggling so much with filling in these gaps, I was like, well, maybe I need to outline a little bit. Maybe that'll help. And that did help me a little bit when I was learning about romancing the beat. So I was like, okay, let me finish outlining something up through the midpoint, just get a general idea of the scenes. And my friend, when I'm thinking about the inkling of desire, that was great. Then you get into deepening desire. And I was like, that's good too, but it was also in my mind overlapping with kind of a pinch point in Act 2A, because it would be like halfway through was how I was envisioning it, which means there's kind of a conflict there. It's a pinch point for the characters, but then it's supposed to also be deepening desire. So in my mind, deepening desire is a positive, but then the pinch point is a negative. So then I'm like, what exactly am I trying to do with this scene? Because what I had in mind before looking into romancing the beat was Act 2A explores these characters and them getting closer, but that pinch point would be indicating something that is keeping them apart. It represents their internal conflict, etc., etc. That was the idea. But then when I was looking at the romancing the beat and maybe like implementing some of those things, and it talks about deepening desire, I'm like, okay, well, they can have a deepening desire and still have an indication of why it won't work. But then it moves in, the next for romancing the beat is maybe this could work. And I'm like, but following the pinch point, there's some fallout from conflict there, so it just didn't really work. I guess because in terms of romance stories, this is usually when it's all getting good, getting better for them, and it's all happy, blah, blah, blah. I guess, but like I said, I'm not sure about this whole romance thing, because I was not setting out to write a romance, but then I was looking into it, I'm like, well, maybe it is. Maybe that's where the mental block is coming from, because it is supposed to be a romance, but I'm not viewing it in that way. So let me view it as a romance. So I'm doing that, but then there's still a block there. It's also tricky because the way I envision this story is the first half of it is over one summer, and then there's a pivotal point at the midpoint, and the rest of the story follows the characters over years. But as I was writing this first half, I'm like, I don't know if I have enough time to explore everything I want to explore. And then I'm like, I don't even know the emotional beats I'm trying to hit. Like, then I was realizing, I don't even know, do I have the characters get together at any point in this first half of the story? Or do I not? Because it was always supposed to be kind of like a star-crossed, will they, won't they? They care, but they don't know how to deal with that kind of thing. That was always the intention of the story. So to have romantic interactions didn't completely feel right. So this was my struggle last night, but I did end up writing late last night, literally hitting my word count goal within minutes of midnight. So that was good. But when I woke up this morning, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, well, okay, I should probably figure out some comps. I mean, I've always liked Daisy Jones and the Six, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I already knew all of those. But I was like, well, maybe I need to find more stories, because Daisy Jones and the Six is very cool because it's told in an interview format, you know? When I was thinking about that, I was realizing my initial intention with this story was that it was mostly going to be told through song lyrics and live journal posts, and it was going to have a mixed media thing. I was not even really intending prose, but I'm 30,000 plus words into it, and it is almost strictly prose. I have like 2 or 3 live journal entry posts, whatever, and then one like other just journal entry that's not online. And I got excited yesterday because I included in my outline a scene with an interview, and I was like, well, that'll be fun to write. That's kind of what I was thinking. But my initial intention for the story is that it would be primarily that and way less emphasis on prose. And I'm like, oh my God, do I need to not have this be a prose focused novel, which would be such a pain because I have been spending months trying to draw out this prose for this story. And I'm like, it would feel like such a waste to pivot, but also, I don't know, I'm having a crisis. This is the crux of the crisis I am currently having. So I don't know what to do. I was thinking maybe I'll just like listen to some books on audiobook or read another book, try to get some inspiration. I'm wondering if I need to look at my outline and just re-outline, reassess. I think I need to definitely figure out what are the big broad points? What do I need the midpoint to be, the all is lost, etc., etc. And I think I already knew that. I think I'm just front loading the first act a lot. And I think this is a problem I've had in previous stories before, where the setup is hard because I get really into it, and then it's like it keeps bleeding further and further into the rest of the story because I'm trying to get everything in there so that the reader has an idea what's going on. But I need to remind myself, the readers are smarter than you're probably giving them credit for. But then I'm thinking about this summer that I was trying to have all written in the first half. I'm like, I don't know. It feels like it needs to be more, which is why I'm wondering if the novel needs to be longer than the 80,000 words, because I am swiftly approaching the 40,000 word mark. And I know the first draft is messy or whatever. You adjust it in revisions. But now it's like I said, I'm just having a crisis. I don't even know what this book is supposed to be. What is it even supposed to be? Because it was supposed to be like the mixed media found document kind of thing, which that includes all of the angst and all the da-da-da-da-da without having to get micro into the scenes of things, what these actual interactions look like. But that's probably what people want to see anyway. So it's just hard. I don't really know what exactly I'm supposed to be doing here. I don't know what's best for the story. And I know you're not going to be able to tell me, but I wish someone could. I think what I really need to figure out is what the romantic arc of these characters really look like. because this whole culmination in the midpoint thing doesn't really work for me, because I think there needed to be a separation between these characters at that point. I think I need that to be the thing, because everyone talks about a third act breakup, like with the all is lost. I think the way this story works is that happens way back earlier, and there's kind of a push and pull over the years. I don't know. Also, is this like way too information about a story? Like, are you not supposed to share all of this? Generally, I don't talk much about the details of the plots of my stories, but I'm stuck right now, and I'm wondering if the only way I can get through it is by talking it out. Potentially. So those are some of my thoughts at the moment, and I'll update you more in a little bit. I wish I could video and you could hear the music I'm listening to, but it pauses the music. But I'm listening to pop punk because I am a millennial coded Gen Z. Oh my god, guys, you're not gonna believe this. I literally completed my word count goal with, I think, truly 20 seconds left before midnight. I didn't count, but it was less than a minute. It was 11:59 when Scrivener said that I achieved my word count. I can't keep doing this. I gotta go to bed. Good morning, guys. I've got to do my laundry. You know I said last night I just hit my word count, and now it's midnight, and now I have to go to bed. I didn't go to bed, so I'm tired. But honestly, when am I ever not tired? Alright, I can't find the line. I'm just gonna pour it. So I think I've decided. I'm like, oh no, I have the positive. Oh no, I have the negative. They don't freaking work together. Yes, they do. You know why? You know why they work together? Because I have two different characters. Bro, and who doesn't love this person fell first, but this person fell harder? There could be one who's like in it, kind of blind to maybe some things, but in the long run, they come to realize and they have a deeper understanding. So they might have whatever feelings they are, but they're able to approach it more reasonably. Whereas you have the other person who's perhaps more flippant, maybe more destructive, and they're not prioritizing what's going on to begin with. But in the long run, they realize they fumbled. That's what I'm thinking this morning. I can have that pinch point, and I can have that deepening desire, and even the person who's causing the pinch point, whose behavior is resulting in something bad, they can also have deepening desire. They're just not getting as much of a positive emotional beat. I don't know if that makes any sense, because I'm not really explaining what the scene is, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I'm feeling better about it. I think I had to take pretty much all of yesterday to not think about it at all. I thought about it a lot when I was explaining it to you. Put it out of my mind. Went about my day, did my things, did my chores, did my reading, did my whatever. Watched some One Piece. Sorry. Did whatever I needed to do. And then now, this morning, well actually then last night at like 10:30 at night, I was like, I gotta write. And I was writing more furiously than I think I've ever written before. Not to begin with. I was like, I'm just gonna get what I can. But then I'm looking at the clock. I'm looking at the minutes go down. I'm like, can I beat this clock right now? And it was close. It was really, really close. I'm like, I just need to enter a flow state and get the rest of the words. But that flow state I was not achieving. I was like, getting pulled out every time, because every time I looked at the clock I was like, girl, I can't do this, but I tried, and I did. I don't know where this energy has come from. I don't tend to be like this early in the day. Not as that early. It's 9, but 9 is too early for this behavior. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and I think I'm feeling a little bit better about it. I think I'm gonna try to start this laundry, take a shower, get something to eat, and then try to write earlier in the day while my mental energy is here. But also that's probably bad, because I feel like my mental energy doesn't really serve me sometimes when writing. Sometimes I have to be frayed at the edges a little bit. I have to get a little crazy with it. But then sometimes it's too crazy. I don't know. Those are my present thoughts. Guys, I want you to guess what this is. Guess. Have you guessed? Freaking brownies. That's one of the things I was doing yesterday instead of thinking about my story. Stop there and let me correct it. They were low-key raw when I took them out, but that's okay. Who doesn't want their brownies at least a little bit raw? You may be wondering, is that your breakfast? Yeah. Guys, I'm doing it again. It's 10:41. I was gonna go to bed earlier tonight, but I wrote a little bit throughout the day, and I'm presently at 1,046 words, but I need to be at 1,762. I'm at 35,255 in the manuscript, meaning I hit 35K, which is cool. But I'm so tired and I want to go to bed, but I can't afford to fall behind. I'm so sorry, guys, but I'm going to bed. Better luck next time, me. It doesn't look as dark on the camera. What up, guys? It's hot and I'm going to a local concert, baby. Peep the butterfly, the glow-in-the-dark bands, the bracelet with a mushroom charm. Peep the rainbow cross. Oh, God. I'm in one of the scariest places a person can be. Hi guys, I just got back from work. I just sorted Legos for like 3 hours straight. I got something. Everybody drum roll, please. Yes! Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. Game for the Game Boy Advance. Which, if you saw my last video, I just got one. I haven't tested it yet because I didn't have batteries. But I just went to the store and I got batteries. And I'm gonna hope to God this is double A. Whew. Okay, dollar store batteries going in. Oh my God, it works. Wait. Am I stupid? I put it in backwards. Alright, let's try that again. Game Boy. Hello? It wasn't working, but now it's working. So the thing is, you can see it. I kind of can't see it. I have played this game on PC before, CD-ROM. But not on here. Dude. I can't remember how far I got in the first game. I think I just got through the first book. I'm gonna be doing this.
The fact is, we've got 5 original songs ready to play live. A 40-minute gig means we can fill it out with 6 or 7 covers. No problem. Problem. Dig 'em. We play Fell in Love with a Girl as good as the White Stripes.
Peep the fit. I already wore this to work, so if it looks ugly, don't tell me. It's my neighbor Totoro. Isn't that adorable?